What's going on? Maggie from M&R here. Today we are just right outside of Philly visiting our friends over at AMPRO. Let's go. Hey Steph.
Hey,
nice
Maggie.
to meet you.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us. I'm excited to see what you guys got going on here.
Yeah, I'm excited to give you guys a tour of the shop.
Yeah, let's go.
Awesome.
So Steph, AMPRO turned the big 5-0. Can you tell me a little bit about the history and the background?
Sure. Company was started 50 years ago by my dad, my grandfather, and a third partner, Jeff Traub. We started as a contract decorator to the local apparel market, and over the years we have evolved into a private label, sort of like an event merch program operator.
So Steph, can you tell me a little bit about the services you offer here at AMPRO?
Sure, I'd be happy to tell you a little bit about it, but I actually would love to pass it over to Brian, my head of sales, who's also my husband. I'm more back of the house on the technical side. He's more front of the house. Can give you a better overview.
Okay, perfect. Brian?
Maggie,
nice to meet you. Brian, you are the head of sales. Can you tell me a little bit about the customer base you guys serve here?
We have a really diverse customer base. We are great at running large corporate programs, event merchandising for some of the biggest events in the country, at the same time serving local customers, sports teams, and high schools. So we do it all in the building.
And what makes AMPRO such a great partner for all these clientele?
We go through a consultative sales approach, making sure that our customers get the right product when they need it on time. And we always make sure it gets there when it needs to be there.
And you guys offer screen printing, embroidery.
So we have screen printing, embroidery, heat seal, digital printing. We can do just about anything in-house in the building. And if not, we'll figure out how to do it.
Awesome. Well, let's go find Steph so she can talk about the technical side, right?
Great. Thanks, Maggie. Let's go.
Thank you. We're back with you, Steph. Can you tell me the details? You guys have a huge shop here. What did you start with? What are you running now? You built it from the ground up. Tell me it all.
Yeah, and I don't want to take credit for my dad, my grandfather, and Jeff's work, but so we started in 1973 in well, actually, they started in borrowed space, like say 10,000 square feet of borrowed space. Then they graduated to another, say 10,000 square foot facility that was not far from here. We moved into this facility. It's 85,000 square feet. In 1993, the year that NAFTA was signed.
Speaking of 1993.
Yeah, actually, this is our throwback. This is an M&R eliminator that was put in when we installed all the original equipment in this building. It's still running. It's running on our most advanced product line, our digital squeegee. So the irony of having like a dryer from 1993 running the newest technology in the industry, or
Insanity.
Almost the newest technology. I know you guys have some other stuff. But it's like an interesting juxtaposition between, the old and new. But we have 85,000 square feet here.
Amazing.
We've got 8 autos, mostly Challenger 3s, mostly 12 to 14 and 16 color. We've got our digital squeegee line. We've got a lot of our sort of Diamondbacks and Chameleons in our small volume production. But the sort of where we got our start was the local contract printing market. In Pennsylvania, there were a lot of mills, and like Alpha and Bodek both got their start right here in Philadelphia. So we started as a printer for Alpha and Bodek, just doing contract work. And after NAFTA, and sort of over the years, we evolved into doing private label programs, doing event merchandise, doing corporate apparel programs. So over the years, we've had to continue to evolve with the technology and with what the market was doing. But we've been M&R through and through. This equipment is industrial. It's not, it's not maybe something that a startup could afford because it's going to last forever and ever. But it's been interesting to see how the equipment has evolved over the years. I think a million years ago, we had all formulas, which was a totally different technology, different drive system. And now we're into Challengers and gauntlets and digital squeegees, and
you guys have it all.
Have it all. We have it all right now.
Perfect. So embroidery is another service AMPRO offers. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Sure. So we have 45 heads of embroidery. This is our embroidery development, like sample area. We do all our embroidery work in-house. So we run Tajima equipment in our embroidery department. We feel like M&R and Tajima are both like the best-in-class equipment providers, like the Toyotas of the industry. So we've been really happy with their equipment. They're stopping by later today to come and see us. But
We'll
I'm
do a
happy
collab
to show
video.
you. Yeah, yeah.
So AMPRO was one of the early adopters of the digital squeegee. How has it helped benefit your business?
So we have been looking at the digital marketplace forever. We dipped our toes in with DTG, we had Brothers, we had an iDot. All the digital direct-to-garment technologies that came out before the digital squeegee couldn't really do any kind of volume. And we don't have any programs that are in the 1 to 12 piece space. 12 is like the absolute bare minimum size order for us. But we do have a lot of stuff like this. So it's event driven, it's got people on it. And what we've always struggled to do in some ways is honor all the flesh tones on a piece of artwork with the limitations of a 16 color machine. So we have two 16 color Challenger 3s, and we made the best we could to try and honor, all these different various flesh tones, but it's hard to do when you've only got a couple spot colors, some flesh tones, and we're always printing on a black garment. So for us, this was kind of a no-brainer. So we ordered our digital squeegee in 2019. I think our serial number is 12, which we're very proud of. But this just made sense to us. It's a sophisticated piece of equipment. There was a huge learning curve for us just in the environmental stuff, like the humidity, the cool. But we would take 2 days on press to develop a full color sample before we had a DS. So once we put in our hybrid line, we would spend an hour or half an hour getting the art separated, pre-press in another couple hours. And out here, it's really 30 to 60 minutes to develop a sample from scratch to final product. Whereas I have samples I'm developing today on our regular screen printing presses that I'll probably spend all day on.
Yeah.
So it's been a great fit for us.
You guys nailed it.
Yeah.
So this is another continued service you guys offer, and you upgraded your AMPRO line. How has that been this past year?
It's been great. So we have 3 AMP schematic folders. What we noticed was that our fleece programs were becoming year-round. So it used to be that in the winter we would fold our hoodies manually with a bunch of tables and a bunch of folks everywhere. But the quality of the fold was inconsistent. It was really slow. So we would have a job that we finished printing 3 days ago that all of a sudden was still being folded and ticketed and stickered. And obviously the domestic screen printing market, a lot of what we're doing is for e-commerce. Mm-hmm. So we felt like we really had to upgrade our line from our older AMPROs to this brand new one because it can fold hoodies, it can fold long sleeves, it can fold everything. It's got the hologramming equipment, it's got the automatic stickering technology, so it actually saves us 2 people on this line that we can apply to other parts of the business. But it also just improved the quality and speed. I mean, once you finish printing, you want it to get out the door, you want it to get billed, and that's hard to do when you have to manually fold everything.
How important do you think it is for other shops to look for different opportunities to improve their efficiency?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a tough business decision because you're essentially, you're either tying up some cash or you're taking on a little bit of debt. But when you look at the overall picture, anytime you're saving this much sort of labor, you're going to find that the return on investment is usually pretty easy to understand. Whether it's a couple years or 5 years, you still want to look at it sort of with the long view. And we know the equipment's going to last forever. I know I can sell these other ones. We're hanging on to them for now, but I'm sure the older ones will probably go out to pasture at some point. We'll sell them to another printer who will make great use of them, right? That'll be their first folding line. Yeah. So, but it's been phenomenal. It's incredibly versatile. And like I said, I'd rather have the folks that were working in this line doing other stuff, building their screen printing skills or learning a new trade or, working in the embroidery department. So this has always been kind of a stepping stone to other areas of the business, and it just helps us dedicate and apply our labor to the places where they're going to add the most value.
Yeah, and you guys are killing it here. Let me tell you.
Thank you.
High five.
Thank you.
guys have made some major investments in your pre-press area. This is the foundation of your high quality print. This is where it starts. Tell me about it.
So we love the image that came out, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, and got us out of the business of using our vacuum table and our polycop machine. But what was super important for us is that we need every frame to reproduce the same way. So a lot of our programs, the repeatability is as important as the quality, the first print run. So the best way to do that is to use digital technology. Danny, you can go ahead.
Show them what it's like, Danny.
Show 'em what it's like. So we have the STE, so that's the one that prints and exposes, in the same step. That has saved us a tremendous amount of time and labor. And then we also have an eco rinse, which we love. Again, just getting back to this idea of like the exact same water pressure, the same amount of passes, trying to get the reproducibility of every screen to be standard so that when we're running something in a week from now and it's a full color image with a lot of halftones and it's photographic, that it looks the same every time. Because we have to mirror the exact same quality from that original approved sample for our licensors, so that next time we come to print it, it looks exactly the same way. So it's matching the stock that's already in their warehouse.
So in the pre-press area room, what do you think is one piece of equipment that other shops should invest in, spend the money?
Yeah, I mean, I think the iMage is a game changer. I think everyone should have one. I know it's a huge investment, but it's worth it.
Spend money to make money.
Yeah, and we have a film output device that we still use for oversized printing, but this is going to save you so much time on tri-sync, out of press, and again, just making sure all those dots replicate the same way time and time again, so that we don't have to do as much out on the shop floor to get a job looking great. We know that what's coming out of our pre-press department is always the same product.
So then I also saw in your darkroom you guys have the Unicoat too. You like that little bad boy?
Yeah, I mean, applying emulsion, you would think it would be easy. It's not easy. It's an art form. It requires a lot of patience. It's also ergonomically uncomfortable. Like, we use really tall frames here. We use Newman frames, so they're heavy and they're long. And we found that we would get some of our best coders would be able to apply their emulsion layers on each side evenly, but it's hard, and you have to keep yourself working at a slow pace so that you don't get any pinholes or bubbles or anything on the other side. So when we put the Unicoat in, we didn't have to have our just one person that was a coder that was patient enough to do it. Even Danny can do it when he's in here working.
Yeah.
So it's been, it's funny. It seems like not a big deal step, right? Applying emulsion to your screens, but there is an art to everything that we do. And that's no different. So having the repeatability and having that super even coat of emulsion on both sides with no bubbles and really good adhesion has been helpful. It's been and then it goes into the iMage, which is, fully automated and very repeatable, and then into the Eco Rinse, which gets the same settings for each thing. So getting those 3 steps lined up and working in tandem with each other has been huge.
Yeah, I feel like you guys really perfected the process here, the workflow. Wonderful. George, you are the plant manager here at AMPRO. You've been in this industry for 47 years, right?
Working for AMPRO for 47 years.
47 years. What are some of the day-to-day challenges you have here running a shop this size?
Well, supply chain, as everybody knows, has been a problem for everyone. Working with M&R, NASDAR has gotten us through that. It's getting much better. Parts becoming more and more readily available. M&R is always there to supply if you need service or parts or give you just technical support. They can often get your machines back up and running same day by just giving me some over the phone instructions or doing video chat or something like that.
Awesome. And this bad boy behind you is your favorite machine?
It's the oldest machine in AMPRO right now. AMPRO's on their 4th generation M&R equipment. Most of the machines are Challenger 3s. This one is a Challenger 2. It's got almost 8 million impressions on it.
8 million impressions. impressions.
Still running, still keeping up with the Challenger 3s. Doesn't have all the bells and whistles like a Challenger 3 does. With it has central off contact opposed to individual off contact. But the nice thing about M&R equipment is you don't have to be a fully skilled screen printer in order to pull an excellent print with the M&R equipment. They make it easy.
I'm going to throw you one question.
Sure.
What is one tip you can give to other screen printers or plant managers out there to help benefit them? One life hack.
The one tip I can give them. Wow, that's.
I threw you off there, huh?
Yeah, there's probably a bunch of tips. But learning and teaching your screen printers from day one, how to utilize the equipment and all the particular adjustments. The equipment's capable of doing so much, and what a lot of people tend to do is to look over how much the equipment can do for them. So on day one, give them an overview of what it can do for them, and then let them learn as they go and continue training. Constant improvement with the training. I think it's neglected too often in this industry. Most people are running this equipment for years before they fully understand everything it's capable of doing for them.
Yeah, you learn something new every day.
Every day.
Right?
Yep.
High five, George. Thank you.
Thank you.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Steph, pass me the damn ball, and I'm going to pass you the blue squeegee.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Woo! Cristiano Ronaldo, who?
Should I be like, let's go?
Let's go, girls. Let's go, girls. Shut